when it comes to, oh no, I'm gonna cry. Oh jeez. To me, like loving and accepting myself. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new here, my name's Alyssa. Welcome. Go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you can be the first one to know when I upload my video every week. We got my man here, Chip, which isn't this cup so cute? Like, he's so cute. I love it. I really don't know how to hold it though, because like I feel weird holding him from his nose because that feels kind of inappropriate, and I'm like, this feels weird. But then I also feel weird holding it like this. And then I also feel weird like sipping from the back of his head. It's a little weird, but it's very cute. It's great for decoration and drinking. So today is gonna be a different video. It's gonna be a lot more serious because I wanted to talk about something that I struggle with all the time. And I know that I'm not the only one who struggles with it. But sometimes it can feel like you're all alone until you reach out and see other people, or you see different posts on Instagram and stuff like that. So this month is actually Mental Health Awareness Month, and I thought that it'd be a great time to not only share my story, but to push myself, because I'm already getting so nervous and anxious to even talk about this, but we're doing it anyway because the whole purpose of me making this channel was to be honest and be real with you guys, and to help people that I wouldn't have a chance to talk to, or they wouldn't be comfortable enough to open up to me. And same with myself, like I have a hard time opening up with other people. So this was just a way for me to show Christ and show what God can do in your life. And with my anxiety, there's no difference in that. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is my anxiety, and especially social anxiety. That stuff is whipping my butt, especially with the pandemic. Like, I was doing just fine, or maybe not just fine. I was doing pretty well, but then you slap a pandemic on top of it, and it's kind of like train wreck. May the angels protect you, and trouble neglect you, and heaven accept you when it's time to go. I don't even listen to country music. Where did that even come from? Okay, I'm weird. All right, let's get started. I really believe that my anxiety got worse when I went to college. It's crazy. I'm having anxiety right now shooting a video about anxiety. Yeah, what? This makes no sense. So I literally had to pause the camera and like take a breather, because I don't know why I got so anxious just talking about my anxiety. That's just the weirdest thing ever. I think it's because I've never really told many people, like not a lot of people know that I struggle with social anxiety. And so I guess admitting it feels so real. I mean, obviously it was always real, but it like, oh snap, people know. So one of the biggest things that I struggle with is that whenever I talk about what's like the struggles or anything that's hard going on in my life, I don't want people, or I get really anxious that people are going to like judge me for it. So they'll, instead of seeing me as Alyssa and like fun, whatever, positive and stuff like that, they'll be like, oh, Alyssa, the chick with social anxiety. Okay. And that's not why I bring these things up, and that's not why I want to talk about them. And so it gives me a lot of anxiety even trying to like bring it up, or even trying to talking to people about it, because I'm always just so anxious that they're gonna like look at me a different way or treat me differently, and I'm like, please don't. I thought we're all friends here. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and restart this all over again. So basically what I want to talk about is my struggles with social anxiety, and when I really figured out what it was and how I've been working to help myself get better from it. So I've always had it, I'm pretty sure. Like I'm pretty sure I've always been just a worrier. Like I was Mrs. Worry Pants, like at all times. I worry about everything. In high school, I was so nervous about what people thought about me. So I like made sure that the only thing people could say about me was that I was just a nice girl. So I would do anything and everything in my power to make sure that I was known as the nice girl, which isn't a bad thing at all. I just think that I took it a little too seriously, and I was like not being my true self, because I bet you, especially if you went to my high school or you knew me in middle school or elementary school, comment down below and let me know what you think, because am I not completely different than what I was in elementary school, middle school, high school, and even college? And it's just crazy because I was just so worried that people were going to talk bad about me, even though they did. People, no matter what, you're in public school, it's gonna happen. So, and I just tried to be nice to everybody at all times, which is very tiring. And even if they picked on me, bullied me, or anything like that, I just wanted to be super nice and kill them with kindness. And unfortunately, that means that I put a lot of expectations and pressure on myself, which not cool. So after high school, I go into college, and I still had that same mentality of, oh, just be known as the nice girl, and I really wanted to show my personalities, but I didn't really know how to step out of my own self to show who I am, because I think at the end of the day, I've always been the same person. I've always been, positive and fun and cheery and weird, but not everyone saw that, because I made sure that they didn't see it, because I had so much anxiety about, like, what if they don't like me? What if da-da-da-da? And for me, it's the weirdest thing ever. So I have a really big personality. If you've seen any of my videos, you know I have a very big personality, and not a lot of people can handle it. And so that's another reason why I started my YouTube channel, is because I was like, hey, this is a place where I can be my super most weirdest, freest self. And if people don't like it, they can just click off. So it's all good. For the first 2 years of my college career, I was just kind of like floating around. Like, I didn't have any goals. I didn't know what career I wanted to do. I didn't know who I was really, and so my anxiety was kind of wrapped up in it, but I didn't realize that at the time. I just thought, oh, I'm wandering through life and I don't know why I'm so anxious all the time. I guess I'm just a worrier. And it wasn't until I transferred to a different school where I realized, hey, you worry a lot, kid. Like, you worry all the time. I wonder if that's normal. But yeah, so then I get to school, and it was a fresh start. I was like, yes, bring it on, fresh start, good news, because I wanted to reinvent myself. Because I think at that point, right before I transferred between schools, I was at this really low point in my life where I didn't know who I was, and I just wanted to figure it out, and I wanted to start new. I wanted to start fresh. And so when I got to this new school, I was really excited, because I was like, yeah, nobody knows me except Keith. I can do this. This is gonna be awesome. But then I was like, oh wait, you have a roommate now. Someone you don't know. Oh no. I was like, but what if she doesn't like me? What if she figures out that I'm weird before I even tell her? Like, what do I do? But then at the other side, I'm like, oh wait, but what if she does like you? But then I'm also like, no. She's not gonna like you. You have a really weird personality, and not many people can handle it. So why would someone on the first go be able to handle it? But then I was like, okay, chill out. If you have anxiety, you know exactly the monologue that's going through your head, like the back and forth and second guessing of everything. Like, I'm not crazy. I'm just saying that having two different conversations in my head. I can tell you, it was literally only God that put me together with my roommate Hannah, which, by the way, fast forward, she became my maid of honor at my wedding. So there you go. I cannot say enough about Hannah. Oh no, here comes the tears. Okay, so, and it, like, I can't even talk because I'm trying not to cry. Like, oh man. Okay, pull it together. Okay, so, the funny thing is, I tried to, side note. So my friend Hannah and I had this other sweet girl that's a part of me and Hannah's friend group, and we love her so much. And they have been, I would say, the most influential when it comes to, oh no, I'm gonna cry. Oh jeez. To me, like loving and accepting myself, like my weird self. And like, and not feeling like I needed to apologize for my personality and how wild I am, and my weirdly weird dad jokes and my catchphrases. Like, they never made me feel like I needed to apologize for those things, and instead they encourage those things, and they still do. But sometimes my social anxiety will come in and be like, hey,
maybe they're just saying that. Maybe they like, you know, smooth touch you.
But that's not the case at all. Like, at all. That's just the anxiety talking. And for example, like on Sunday, we all talked for like 3 hours. And I felt so bad afterwards. I don't even think they know this. I felt so bad afterwards because I was like, oh no, I took up their time. What if they really didn't even want to talk to me? What if they just want to talk for an hour and I kept them for 3? What if they don't want to be my friends anymore? Even in the phone call, I tried to tell them like how much they've helped me. Oh man, I am about to start crying again. Okay, let's see if I can get it through. I'll just say this. It's when you are trying to learn yourself and let yourself heal and grow, you want to surround yourself with people that will support that and that will push you towards that end goal. Even if you don't even know what the end goal is, you want someone that will be your best friend and just hang out with you and cry with you and do everything with you. And I'm not saying that I didn't get that at Ole Miss. I'm just saying that I was a different person, and so I needed things different from a relationship. And they've helped me so much, not even just like as a person, but like even as a Christian. And so me and Hannah, we would have like we'd have late night Bible studies in our room, and me and Hannah got along so well in the dorm. And she's like, I feel like she's my sister, and or like we're like soul twins is what I'm gonna call it. Like we're like the same person, and we would all just have so much fun together. And like, so I'm a very positive person towards everybody else but myself. And let me know in the comments if you're the same way. And that's, even me just saying that is very brave for myself, because I would not admit that to like ever. But it's the truth. So I'm very positive with other people. Like I hype everybody up because I feel like everybody needs to be hyped, but I'm the one who doesn't even hype myself up, if that makes sense. And so that's when my friends come in, because they're the ones that are like, Alyssa, you are awesome. People like you. Ow! This is what I get for wearing hoops. And they're like, people like you. People want to be your friend. And that's something that even I struggle with all the time. It's like compliments don't stick. They just kind of like bounce off. And I know for me, people will be like, oh, let's just be friends, or like I'll just see that people like see that I'm getting closer with someone, and I'm like, there's no way that they actually want to be my friend. There's like, why though? I don't get it. And so when people say, oh, I love hanging out with you, you're so much fun, I'm like, but why? And I still don't get it. Like, I mean, I'm getting better at that, but like, I don't get it. And I guess it's because I've been denying like my crazy fun positive side for so long that in my head there's like no way someone would actually want to be my friend. And that even comes down to YouTube too. So it's so weird for me when people will like reach out to me on text messages or Facebook Messenger or Instagram and be like, hey, your channel's awesome, I love watching you, you have a great personality and stuff like that. And I'm like, huh? I don't get it. Like, it's hard for me to see what they see, and I'm trying to get better at that, but work in progress here. Hey, it's really weird, because when you hear someone with social anxiety, you wouldn't think that they would go and make a YouTube channel, but honestly, YouTube has been very therapeutic for me, and I kind of like tell myself that no one's watching these videos, and they're kind of like my own life diaries, so I just kind of like do my own thing and act weird. And honestly, it has helped a lot with me accepting my personality and stuff like that. But I felt like I was invisible, and I was just kind of like releasing videos like yada yada yada, whatever, no one's watching these. And one day I was sitting downstairs after class, and I was just like, I think I was on my phone or something, and this sweet girl comes up to me, and she's like, hey, you're the girl who started the YouTube channel, right? And I was like, oh, is she talking to me? Oh man. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh yeah, my roommate watches them, and I watch them with her sometimes, and we love it. Your videos are so great. And I was like, in my head, I was like, is she really talking to me? I'm like, is there anybody else here she could be talking about? Because it just was not sticking. And so then I I don't remember how I reacted. I feel like I acted pretty normal. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, because like that's crazy to me that anyone would actually watch my videos. And so then she leaves, and if you're watching this, by the way, hey, howdy. I'm sorry. I don't know if I acted weird, but I probably did because I thought I was invisible. So then my little invisible bubble got popped, and I was like, oh snap, people are actually watching this stuff. Oh man. But then it was like that feeling kind of went away, and I still feel like I'm kind of invisible, but it's just the weirdest thing ever. And I'm trying to work on, you know, accepting compliments and accepting the fact that people want to be my friend and I want to be other people's friends. And that's the hard thing for me too, is that I struggle with being super vulnerable with people, like really like crossing that barrier, because I'm so worried about what they're gonna think about me. And so I'm just like, if I never cross that barrier, then I never have to be vulnerable, then I never have to hear their opinions. So I'll stay on the side of the class, and it's just weird. So another reason why I say to make sure you have good friends around you that are genuinely supportive is because you will have ups and downs. So sometimes I'm like, yeah, I can be friends with people, I can make new friends, but then other times I'm like, Alyssa, you're like the strangest person on the planet. Why would anyone want to be your friend? I'm so confused. And that's when they come in and they're like, no, what are you saying? You were silly. Like literally earlier today, I got a sweet letter in the mail from Hannah's sister Faith, and I was like, there's no way that all these words that she's saying actually describes me. Like she was being so sweet. I'll have to write her back. And in the back of my head, I'm like, there's no way that she actually thinks this. Like there's no way that she thinks that I'm like that and I'm a good person. What? That's not a what? I'm so confused. And I even got a message from my other friend from school that I was talking about, that's friends with me and Hannah, and it's just, it feels so weird. And I'm really glad that I had them in my life, because not only do they remind me that I am valuable and I'm worth something, and that they are my friends and that they love me and that they believe in me and stuff like that, but they also push me to grow with Christ as well. So they remind me that I am made in God's image and that I'm on this planet for a reason, and that He has a plan for me in my life and with Keith's life as well, of course. I would say that I've changed a lot in the last 2 years, and like a lot of me, I feel like the core of me is the same, but my style is different. The things that I like are different. My faith is different, and just the way I even live life is different. And because I have those two friends that I met at school here, they have been super supportive, and they give me the mental space to let myself grow, and they allow me to explore different parts of myself without being judgy or mean or weird and all the fears that I had about people. And this is gonna sound so cheesy, but like when I think about it, and I'm about to start crying again. We should honestly keep a counter on this thing of how many times I cry. So when I think about it, and I can't even tell them this because I won't stop crying. Like it's so annoying. But because of them just giving me the mental space and just unconditional love and support and sweet reminders, I genuinely feel like, this is gonna sound so cheesy, and I'm lactose intolerant, so my heart physically feels healed, and like it's something I can't describe. Like it's hard for me to explain what that even really means without sounding like a Nicholas Sparks book, but it's like this warmth and this peace that comes over me when I think about it. And despite all the negative things that can be going on in my mind or all the anxiety, I always go back to that because they have helped so much. And like now I'm okay with having a different sense of style than I used to, or being a different size than back in the day, or like being into cheesy, corny stuff, and that it's okay to be different and it's okay to change.
and I just know that that was God putting them in my life, and I cannot explain how much they mean to me. And see, look, I'm playing with my rings now. Oh man, yeah, they just mean so much to me, and they're such a gift from God. And they're girls, so they understand the basic girl stuff too, so that's a bonus. And like, for me, I can be so hard on myself, like I mentioned earlier. So sometimes I feel like I'm not a good enough wife, or that I'm not doing enough as a wife. And so they will be like, Alyssa, you are a good wife. And Keith will be the same thing. Like, will say the same thing. And I'm like, no, I feel like there's more I could be doing. So there's a quote that Hannah sent to me, and I think, first off, it was an awesome quote that I still think about. And I think it's a perfect way to lead into what I'm about to talk about next. So the quote is from Mark Twain, and it says, "I've suffered a great many catastrophes in my life. Most of them never happened." Now, when I heard that, I was like, I feel so called out. Wow, I feel so called out. And this leads us right into what I really want to talk about, which is I just wanted to give you some examples of how my social anxiety and just anxiety in general affects me. So one of my biggest things is worrying about what other people think. So even me making this video makes me anxious to think about, because I'm like, what if they think I'm just insert. And it's really weird because my brain works so fast when it comes to me being anxious and worrying about something. So for example, the other day, me and Keith, we were at like a stop sign. And so Keith was right here, the other guy was over here. And I was like, I created this whole scenario in my head about like, what if he like came out, and what if da-da-da-da-da, and the car wreck, da-da-da-da, and like in a split second, it was crazy. And I do this all the time, like all the time. I have to stop myself, but it's really bad how creative my brain can be about negative things that could possibly happen, or negative things that people are thinking about me. And it's not fun. I have a pretty hard time going into certain stores. And I have a hard time going into certain stores with certain people in certain areas, and it's just, and I get so nervous because I'm like short and I look like a child, and I'm like, they're gonna scoop me up, and that's gonna be it. Like, I'm over here looking for Honey Nut Cheerios and someone's gonna steal me. And so, and my brain just makes up these crazy scenarios in seconds. It's ridiculous. It's so strange because I can do just fine learning stuff. Like, I don't mind learning when there's no grade associated with it. So I like to do a lot of my studying like outside of school. And so whenever I was about to go into graphic design, I went ahead and learned the Adobe Suite and stuff like that, because I knew that anxiety and that pressure I would put on myself, and I would not be able to perform as well, and it hinders me creatively because I'm just so anxious and worried that I'm not gonna do good, or it's not gonna be as good as the last one, or anything like that. And it's so not fun. And so it's crazy because like, if there's no expectation or grade, I do just fine with learning. Like, I'm actually a pretty fast learner, but the second they put a number to that thing, I crash and crumble. I've gotten a lot better at just genuinely being myself when people come and meet me. So there's like occasionally when my anxiety takes over and I really can't just, fix it. I'm just kind of like anxious. I'm like, oh, what do I do? But most times nowadays, I'm pretty good at being myself when I first meet someone new. So I don't ever want people to think that I'm like a completely different person in real life, which I'm not. Literally, how you guys see me and on all my videos, that is exactly how I act in real life. I'm actually a slight bit more weird, but everything that I do on camera and everything I say, my jokes, the way I laugh and how I get excited and stuff like that, all that is genuine, and all of that is legitimately me. But when Mr. Anxiety comes in, I'm a lot quieter and I'm a lot more awkward. But so like at church, me and Keith will meet a new couple or something, and the second they leave, I'm like, Keith, so what did I do? How did I do? Do you think they noticed that I'm really weird? Like, did I talk too fast? Did I stare? Did I hold their hand a little too long? Did I like laugh too much? And he's like, Carl, you are fine.
So you're probably wondering how I've managed to get better and work on things. And I've been trying to work on talking to myself, which sounds really weird. And this is it. Look, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest right now. As I just said that, I thought people are going to think I'm psycho. People are going to think I'm crazy. But honestly, if you have anxiety, I think first noticing when those thoughts come in and what's triggering them, talking to yourself and talking with others who can gently help you with that is really important. And if you don't have anyone that you can trust, start with yourself, because I think for me, I was lucky enough to have Keith. So I started with Keith, and I've been kind of sprinkling crumbs to my friends, and they're picking up on it, honestly. And so I've been really trying to talk to myself and separate the reality from the fear, because I think a lot of times when those thoughts pop in my head, it's just solely based on fear. My anxiety, I try to stay cheery and positive. That's why if you think it's really weird that I laughed and joked and stuff like that throughout this video, it's not because I don't take it seriously. It's just how I handle it and how I continue moving forward, and that's just how I deal with it. Some people need to have a long good cry. You saw throughout certain parts of this video I was just kind of crying up and down, and I never want anyone to think that I don't take this seriously, because I do. And I just really wanted to share this with you guys because it's something that I go through all the time, but I am a work in progress, and everyone else is. I don't think anyone is a perfect person, and we just need to continue in trusting God and believing in Him and His plan for us, and leaning on our friends that are there for you and help you and will support you. Know that you're not alone, and it helps me, even just talking about it and thinking about it, it helps me to know that I'm not the only one going through this, and there's many people in this world that feel like the things that they go through are just personal to them, and that there's no way anyone else can actually relate, and that's the farthest thing from the truth. So if you are struggling, please reach out to someone that you know, that you trust, or reach out to me. I'm here. I'm always looking for someone to hang out with and just learn and get to know and stuff like that. And I think that's all I'm going to have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave a comment down below if you experience the same thing. I would love to have that dialogue with some people of what they go through and see if we can connect and relate, and trying to remove the stigma that having anxiety or any other mental illness, that means there's something wrong with you, and that's the farthest from the truth. And I hope that by me sharing this video and sharing with you guys my story, that even as Christians we can talk more about it, because I wish that there were people that would open up about their story. And it's okay, because some people aren't there yet, and I really kind of not, but I just wanted to push myself and continue growing, and I hope that through me doing this, someone else out there, just even for a split second, doesn't feel as alone anymore. And that's just my wish. And I love you guys, and I really appreciate you guys following me on this journey and sticking through this video with me, especially if you're at the end of this. Geez Louise, thanks. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.